Hello, and you're listening to WITZ, the WITZ, the one place for all things music right here in Douglas County, Oregon. And we have a lot of great sponsors to talk about today. Our first sponsor is, and this recording is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. Roll the ball down the lane, go get a snack or a drink, or just play video games in the arcade. Check out 10 Down Bowling as soon as you can. Also, Edward Jones, a personal approach to investing with 18,000 financial advisors ready to support your retirement, your education savings, and your insurance needs. Check out Edward Jones as soon as you can, if you need to. This recording is also brought to you by the Gene Bechtel School for Music. The Gene Bechtel School, an outstanding conservatory right here in Roseburg, under the direction of Dr. Michael Wheeler, who actually we've been talking to, and it seems like the break-in stuff is gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be fine, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. You can book a lesson, you can also take classes, and we're actually working on diploma options eventually. So check out the Gene Bechtel School for Music, book a lesson at bechtelschool.com. That's BECHTEL school.com, and spell school correctly, boys and girls. This is also brought to you by Spiderking Studios, one of my favorite Spiderking Studios, the only Spiderking Studios that I'm aware of. If you would like to be a part of a commercial, if you would like to have your program filmed or recorded, and of course, if you'd like to be in one of their full-length feature films, you can go to Spiderking Studios at gmail.com, or you can also check out spiderkingstudios.com. What a fantastic name for a company. And of course, the Douglas County Music Association, my favorite music association in the whole planet. I'm just saying so. We can have scholarships for you. There's performance opportunities for groups who are interested in playing or doing shows, including comedians and magicians. And of course, we have aid for students. If you're looking for an instrument, if you're looking for lessons and you just can't afford it, we can help you out. Here's what happens when you give. If you give $100, we can have scholarships available for students who are looking for lessons. If you give $500, that ensures that we have instruments and studio space for students taking lessons. And of course, $1,000, I know. That helps us help UVAA students, UCC students, Douglas County Music Education students, and whoever else is out there that needs our help. We're here to support, so please consider giving today. You can check us out. You can look at our Venmo. And remember that Venmo takes a little teeny tiny cut out of everything that you give, which is fine. It is what it is. But you can search our Venmo at Oregon DCMA, and you can give any amount. In fact, anybody who gives an amount through Venmo will give a shout out to you on our broadcast. So consider donating at Venmo, or you can simply just write a decent check. You know, cash is always welcome too. And you can make that check out to the Douglas County Music Association very soon. We will have a website, which means we'll have a membership program, which means we'll have an official email very soon. But if you are curious, if you'd like to submit one of your scholarship applications to us, you can send us an email. I always say this wrong. You can send an email to OregonDCMA@gmail.com. I always say send an email at, and then I go, oh wait, and then I say it wrong, and it's kind of ridiculous. So you can send an email to OregonDCMA@gmail.com until our website is completed. So stay tuned. And now for some old news. Hey, this is our last week of our Gene Bechtel School for Music fundraiser. We've raised about $350. So thank you for those of you who have donated or written personal checks to Dr. Wheeler. We really appreciate it. It is really awful being vandalized. It was a horrible situation. Somebody just broke in one of the glass panes on the door, walked in, sprayed fire retardant on all kinds of stuff, including MIDI keyboards, which are hard to clean, and then basically walked into this room that we're recording right now. There's a drum set right over there. You can't see it. And there's quite a collection of things here. And somebody just came in here and just threw stuff around and damaged the drums. And it's awful. So Dr. Wheeler was able to get some new camera systems, but there's still some repairs that need to be done. This is our last week of our drive. If we can draw $150 more from students and families, we'll be able to complete our goal of a $500 donation straight to the Gene Bechtel School for repairs and replacement of instruments that were destroyed, including a ukulele and a very, very decent microphone. So please consider donating this week. $5, $10, $1. Anything helps to help Dr. Wheeler with his vandalism. And of course, last but not least, I forgot to mention this last week. I'm really sorry about that. But auditions for Bullshot Crummond, directed by Hugh Heinrichsen, a good friend of mine, actually, him and his brother, Adam. Hey, Adam, how's it going? Bullshot Crummond, I forgot to mention this last week, but auditions were over the weekend, over the Yeah, I know. Over the weekend, and guess what? The audition list has already been cast. So I just wanted to say thanks for everyone that auditioned, even though I wasn't there. Our old guest Ariel Hicks is actually part of that cast, so I can't wait to see Ariel in a new production, and I'm very excited to have her be a part of that. So Bullshot Crummin and those dates for those performances will be coming out soon. When they know, you'll know, and that's the way we do things here on the WITZ. And now it's time for some reviews. So again, I said this earlier, and I do really apologize. I told the audience last week that I was gonna go watch The Dining Room with my mom. My mom is having some issues right now. I'm not gonna get into it because it's frankly not your concern. But we're dealing with stuff, and it is what it is. And so instead of stressing her out on Sunday, we just kind of had a nice day at home. So I hope to see UCC Theater's next production. Please let us know what it is, and maybe we'll even get someone there to review it, or I'll go and review it. Our goal is to have correspondence teams that can go to several different outings at once, observe the show, do an interview, ask general questions. That's really the goal, is to get correspondence teams to go to these shows so we can report on them. But I heard some decent things about The Dining Room, and I'm excited, and I'm glad it went well. So good job, you guys. Mr. Tranter will be doing the broadcast next week. I already talked to him, and he said, cool, man, which is what the kids say these days, I guess. But we did talk, and because I am taking my spring break next week, I'm going to LA with my wife. And I've never been to LA. Not really. I've driven through it. Took 3 hours on a Thanksgiving day. Blech. So I'm looking forward to going to LA and seeing my very good friends Andy and Chelsea. And I've never been to LA. I haven't been on a plane since the pandemic started. You think they're gonna make us wear masks? They might make me inject myself with COVID vaccine right in line. Who knows? I haven't been to an airport in a few years now, so maybe everything's changed. Maybe everything's the same. We'll find out soon enough. And when I get back from LA, I'll let you know how it went. But Jake Tranter will be doing the broadcast. We may or may not have a guest. It's totally up to him, honestly, if he wants to have a guest or not. I'll reach out to a few people and see if they're available, but worst comes to worst, you're gonna have a great show with a decent broadcast with Jake Tranter, and it's gonna be fantastic. So you'll wanna check that out. Hey, check this out. Yeah, you'll never guess. The concert lineup for the Douglas County Fair in 2023 has been decided. And no, it's not your favorite drummer. It's not me. I'm not on the show. I know. Bummer. But here's who is gonna be on the show this year. So far, they have Craig Morgan, 38 Caliber Special, and Neil McCoy. If you know those groups, fantastic. You should go check those out. If you've never heard of those groups, you've got this thing called the phone. Go beep, boop, beep, and check it out. These are some great artists, and those shows will be at the Cascade Community Credit Union Amphitheater. I assume that's at the fairgrounds right here in Douglas County. I would make that assumption because it would be weird to have the fairgrounds, have the fair, and then the concert be somewhere else. So the concert lineup has been decided, so check that out. The Umpqua Farmers Market continues to meet every Saturday from 9 to 1 p.m. And here's the thing, on the Facebook page, people will post things about the farmers market the day it's happening or the day before. Guys, stop doing that. If you want me to talk about your stuff or you want more people to go, then try to let people know sooner than that, or let me know sooner than that. Hey, if let's say you're the T-Bone Stone, or you're any of the groups that we've had, if you're the actually, I got to get back to Dave because he reached out to me. If you're the solution to all your problems and you're playing at Saturday Market, we need to know. So just let us know what you're doing, and we'll talk about you in your playing. But every Saturday is the Umpqua Farmers Market, and if you don't know where that is, that's at 1771 West Harvard. That's kind of where Fremont Middle School is. If you don't know again, Google Maps, guys. Everyone used to say MapQuest. I don't think anybody uses MapQuest anymore. At least I don't think so. You're gonna treat yourself to live music, fresh produce like they pulled it out of the ground, including the cookies, baked goods, along with unique artists' creations. Check out the Umpqua Farmers Market, please. Also, Tuesday at Sunnyside Theater is open mic from 6 to 10, and Thursdays at Draper's. I'm gonna say that one more time for my favorite kids out there. Tuesdays is Sunnyside, which is a fantastic place, by the way, you should go. Thursdays is Draper's. Oran Moore Meadery is doing some open mic stuff too. Oran Moore has got all kinds of stuff going on. In fact, I won't even check the Facebook page, not ours, for what they're doing. I would just go like the Oran Moore Mead page because they're really adamant about basically advertising for their own shows. Oran Moore has got this figured out, and I'd love to get in contact with you someday too. So check out all of that stuff as soon as you can. And don't forget, so the second Wednesdays, which again, this month is already passed, but the second Wednesday of every month at 6:30, the positive open mic at the Umpqua Unitarian Universalist Congregation. Say that 25 times fast. In fact, say it 2 times fast. Ready, go. Nice. No, I heard you. You did a great job. But every second Wednesday of each month, you'll want to check out this positive open mic. Sean Shea, you're doing a great job. I've heard nothing but good things. So you keep up the work, buddy. Also, I'm going to add this under the don't forget column because this is really important. The Captain Blue Benefit Concert for a Cause. This is about a disabled lady who cannot get around on her own, and these donations are going straight to a mobility van. The concert isn't until April, so I'm going to talk about this every single week until April. And not just any April, the end of April. So we still have a month and a half away for this concert, but anything helps, so you should check this out. This is a fundraiser for Ireland Clark. Let's get the sweet girl a mobility van. Wow, thanks everybody. Suggested donation is $5, which is quite reasonable in my opinion. All the benefits go to Ireland, and the show itself is Saturday, April 29th. And we'll talk about this for quite a while. If you want more information, contact Tanya at 541-670-2378. That's Tanya at 541-670-2378. And don't forget, coming up, so this is cool. You want to join us this Saturday night for some cool tunes with Eric Schnautz, who's been on the show, and he's fantastic. If you've not watched the episode with Eric, check on the Facebook page and go watch an old show. Go find the episode that says Eric Schnautz or his group Face for Radio. It's a fantastic group, but Eric is playing by himself this Saturday, and he's playing at the Workman's Bar and Smokehouse, and that's in Winston. The address is 263 South Main Street in Winston, Oregon. The zip is 97496. Now you know the zip code for Winston, which is fabulous, because I'm sure everybody knows what that is already, but if you didn't, you do now. Winston, everybody. Check out the Workman's Bar and Smokehouse this Saturday for Eric Schnautz playing by himself. It's that time again. We will be holding auditions, and I'll tab over for this one. There are auditions this Saturday, March 25th. This is coming up, folks, at the Oakland Community Theater. Now, if you don't know where that is, okay, this is kind of complicated, so hold on tight. I didn't do a great job last week, so I'll try again this week. The Washington School Community Center, hold that thought, the Oakland City Hall on the 2nd floor. I'm going to go back and read this to you one more time. The Oakland Community Theater, the auditions are at the Washington School Community Center at Oakland City Hall on the 2nd floor. Just look for signs. I don't go to Oakland that much. I actually went out there recently to go to a meat locker to pick up half a pig. Sorry, vegans. I don't mean to upset you, but it's so good. A half a pig that we raised ourselves, and I'm telling you, the quality is unbeatable. If you can raise your own pigs and hack them up, I recommend it. It's fantastic. But if you're a vegan, I am terribly sorry to have offended you. I take it all back. Anyway, you want to audition for this summer 2023 melodrama in the park, Money in the Bank, or It's All Your Vault. That's what it says. It'll be all your vault, and I think there's a play on words there. We're looking for 3 female and 3 male characters. All aspiring and experienced actors are welcome. Anyone interested in a backstage or tech support position is also very welcome. And if you are interested, you can call 541-459-9504. I'll read that one more time if you want more information on this audition for Money in the Bank or It's All Your Vault. You can call 541-459-9504. And now our feature presentation. Hello, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome Michael Mendenhall to the show. Michael, welcome.
Thank you.
We're so glad to have you, and you're actually really well known in this area because you and I played together years ago and are looking forward to playing some more in the future. But Michael, for our audience, just start from the beginning. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, anything you think the audience should know right off the bat.
Well, I started taking piano lessons when I was 4 years old. Is that too far back?
Nope, that's perfect. That's literally where we should start. Let's just start from the beginning.
Yeah, my parents figured, well, my mother said I was playing drums in the womb even before I was born, but my parents figured that, the best way to get a precocious 4-year-old out of their hair was to put him on piano lessons. And my piano teacher was smart enough to give me an ice cream cone after every lesson, so I got into it real quick.
Future teachers, take note. Ice cream is the way to go. None of that bubble pop stuff. Nobody likes that. And then you've obviously been in music ever since.
Pretty much.
Can you just give us a short biography where you said you started at 4? Where have you been since then? It's probably a long journey.
Oh yeah, it's real long.
Well, feel free. Yeah, we want to hear about it.
Yeah, I played in high school. I was still taking piano lessons, but I also played I played clarinet in the high school band, and but I also had my own little band where I was playing organ in high school, and so that was kind of the start of my rock and roll journey, if you will.
Yes.
But over the years, I ended up playing with a lot of great people. I toured with the Coasters.
Yes.
And I played and toured with great Blues Hall of Fame harmonica player named Pete Carnes. And we actually recorded 2 CDs with him, one of which had a bunch of local people on it, Mickey Beach and Lisa Long. And,
that recording was here?
It was done in Portland at the White Eagle.
Okay.
It was done live, but it was released on a CD.
How long ago was that?
2014.
Oh, so just around the corner, honestly. Just
9
for the
years
audience,
ago.
you said taking lessons at 4. Where in the world were you at 4?
Oh, when I was 4, I was in Fremont, California,
Okay.
which is in the East Bay, south of Oakland. And
Did you move around the country, or did you mostly stay in California?
my father was in the Coast Guard.
Nice. Okay.
So then, when we moved to the Connecticut, and then we moved back to California. My little brother was born. He had asthma, so when we were living in the Bay Area, it was bad for him. So we moved up to Central Oregon.
Yes. Okay.
So I was living in Redmond, Oregon, and that's where I went to high school.
Okay. I'm actually pretty familiar with Redmond. That's east near Bend, right?
Yeah, it's north of Bend.
And so have you lived in Oregon ever since, or did you leave Oregon? Or?
Oh, well, no, I've left quite a bit.
Well, touring musician, right?
Well, no, I started working for Intel Corporation, right? Because I also have a degree in electrical engineering.
Oh, multi-talented.
And
a lot of skills.
And I started working for them in Portland, and then I helped start up a fab, what we call a semiconductor fabrication factory in Arizona, and then I started up another one in Boston, then I started up one in Israel, and I started up one in, and then we started up a assembly test location in Costa Rica. And
so you set up shops all over the world?
All over the world.
Oh, that's been,
and then I went to China to start up that shop, and that's I was there for 3 years. And
what part of China, can I ask?
Sichuan province, Chengdu is the city.
Okay.
Best food in the world, if you ask anybody. Well,
yeah.
You ask me. If you like spicy food, that's the place to go.
I want to go to China. I want to go to Vietnam. I want to go to Laos. I really want to visit a lot of these East Asian countries, but it seems kind of challenging right now to get out there.
Right now, yeah.
It seems like I should have gone when I was little. Probably should have gone before this world stuff started going on. And it seems like tensions are really high right now, and it seems difficult to travel to China.
I mean, after the pandemic, and then with everything going on right now, I mean, tensions are so high in the world. I really don't feel comfortable traveling a lot, but as far as air travel to a foreign country.
Right. Well, yeah, and this show's not about politics or news or anything, but when you talk about music and you talk about traveling, you have to accept some realities, like traveling to China right now isn't really safe. In fact, I even read that traveling to places like Japan or South Korea or some other countries, including India, right now are considered incredibly unsafe and quite risky. But hopefully that will go away and we can go back to just making music and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
And so, Michael, we talked about a little bit about your history. When did you decide to come back to Oregon? Was that right after you were done working in China, or did you go somewhere after that?
No, when I was done in China, I was actually transferred back to Hillsboro, Oregon. But just before I went to China, I met my wife.
Yes.
And she was, her family, and she had a house in Roseburg. So
Gotcha.
when we came back from China, I would work during the week in Hillsboro and then come down here for the weekends. And then I retired into 2011. And
Oh, nice. So you haven't worked for the Intel company for a while now.
no,
And so starting at 2011, when you were done with Intel, what did you end up doing?
playing with Mojo Boogie. And actually, the first thing I did in Douglas County is we made a CD with a singer named Barbara Healy. Have you ever heard of her? She's now in Eugene, but she used to be in Roseburg.
Doesn't ring a... Well, I have only recently come back to Roseburg. I grew up here, but I wasn't sentient when I was living here. I was a teenager. No sentience there. Left, came back. So I've only been in town since 2018.
Yeah, so that was about 2011 we made that CD. And also had a bunch of local people, Corey Culverhouse, Mickey Beach, Phil Schubert played drums. And we had a couple of great horn players that are not local, but so yeah, that's called Shades of Blue. It's still out there on Amazon, and
yeah, make sure you go look up. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to put these links in the description, or we'll be able to post a website where you can go and look up all of these records, because you should go listen to all of this music. I mean, I haven't listened to it myself. I'm actually learning about this today, but you should definitely go out there, and I'm going to go out there. I'm going to look at all this stuff, because I know you talked about playing with the Coasters when I met you a long time ago, and then I went and listened to the Coasters. In fact, the audience doesn't know this, but because of Michael Mendenhall, my drumming chops got way better. And Michael probably doesn't know this either.
I didn't know it.
I got to jump in with Mojo Boogie briefly for a little while, and they're like, "Here's 50 songs, learn them overnight," and I did. And it was really challenging, because you introduced me to a lot of new groups like the Meters.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's just this new funk, new country, new rock. Well, not new to me, but it was really fantastic to play with you guys, and really enjoyed my time. Who are you playing with right now?
Several people. I play with the TOB, which is that other band.
Which has Mickey Beach.
Jesse Higgins, Reggie Higgins, GT Albright is the drummer.
You know, I would like to actually have TOB on the show someday.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually going to call Mickey pretty soon, because I would like Mickey to come on the show, and either he could bring his band or be by himself, or whatever you guys want to do. We'd love to have TOB on the show, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's a great band, and we're at Seven Feathers in February.
Nice. Okay.
Not February, sorry.
If you let us know, we'll make sure the audience knows.
It's May, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, if you let us know, we'll make sure the audience... And Seven Feathers is part of Douglas County. I know. It's strange to say that out loud, but it is true, because they're next to Myrtle Creek, and Myrtle Creek's part of us. So, yeah, we're going to help Seven Feathers, although I'm sure they're fine on their own, but we'll still help anyway. Why not?
I'm sure they'd take it.
Yeah. What other groups are you playing with?
And then, like you pointed out, I play with the fabulous Del Monte brothers.
Which we've had on the show, and they mentioned you, and I was like, it's a small world. Or it's a small county, I guess.
Yeah. I played with them for a long time, actually. We played the North Umpqua Music Festival. Geez, that must have been 10 years ago.
Is that happening again, or?
I don't know if they're still doing it. They used to do it out in Glide, and I think they never got enough people to come to it.
Sure. I hadn't heard about it, actually. I've never even heard of that. So maybe they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, so that's the T-Bone Stone and Mike Kaiser. And then I also play with Neil Johnson when he does a full band, because we just recorded his latest CD.
Yes, which I've heard about.
Yeah, it's called Sad Songs for Stay-at-Home Dads. Also available on Amazon.
And we'd love to have Neil on the show, because I know he's well known around here too. And we want to support all local music, absolutely.
Yeah, so we recorded that CD in my studio here in Roseburg, and it was great.
Right, Michael has his own studio, and are you looking for people to record, or is it kind of like a only if you know you kind of thing?
That's a good question. I haven't been advertising because I know enough people, and they have all these people have projects, and so I just can pick and choose, what I'm going to do. And
You're not putting an advertisement in the Times saying
I'm
like,
not.
"Are you looking to record?"
I'm not. Although there's some interesting things coming up. So I'm working with some of the folks in Widespread Haze.
Yes.
And we're talking about putting together what we're calling a Roseburg recording cooperative, so that we have a single point of reference for people that want to record their music in Roseburg, and then we can put them into the right venue.
Can you say that to the camera one more time? Can you just let the audience know about that?
Well, it's not a real thing yet, but we're putting it together. The Roseburg Recording Cooperative, which is going to be a one-stop shop for people looking for, hey, I want to record, I've got this kind of budget, and this, I've got a 15-piece band, or I'm just me and my sister, or whatever, and we can put you in the right room with the right people to get you recorded.
We absolutely want to be a part of that. So whenever you're ready to do that, and when you have that locked in, people can contact us, or you can contact us, and we'll work it out. So if you're looking to record, now I've seen Mr. Mendenhall's recording space. It's very good. It's well insulated. It's nicely treated. There are instruments present and ready. It's very comfortable too. Really nice floors. So I mean, even the recording booth itself, it's professional. This guy really knows what he's doing. But I also understand that the Widespread Haze guys, they're doing their own recordings in their studios too, or do they use yours?
No, they have a big room, on the third floor of the. Can't remember the name of that building, but
that's all right.
It's down on Jackson Street.
Well, if we tell the audience, then they'll all raid the building to want to find out.
Well, yeah,
what they're
we
up to.
we don't want to do that.
It's a secret.
They have a huge room, and so that's where that's where this idea started from. As Tommy was talking to me about helping to record the Bighorn Jazz Band in that room.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where we're going with it.
Tommy wants to record the Bighorn Band in there?
He was playing with them.
Yeah, he still is. And the band's sounding good. But I didn't realize that the band wanted to move in that direction.
Tommy wants to.
Well, Tommy's no.
I don't know about the rest of the band, but Tommy wants to.
When did Tommy talk to you? I'm curious. Was that a while
just
ago?
a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, Tommy, you're so cool. I can't wait to have Widespread Haze on the show. Tommy was one of my best friends in high school. When he was a freshman, I was a senior. I was one of his first drum instructors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we go back. And then the thing is, when I went off to go in the military, Tommy finished high school and he went off to Washington, and I didn't see him for a long time. And so to reconnect with Tommy after all these years and to find out that he's doing so well in music, it's really a joy and a privilege, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. Do you have any shows coming up soon that you want the audience to know about, or are you just kind of taking it easy right now?
Yeah, right now I'm doing a bunch of recording projects, so kind of taking it easy, but starting in April, we have a gig up in Pfeiffer Winery, which is outside of Junction City. So
that's Lane County. We're not
Lane
helping Lane County with nothing. Yeah. They're on their own.
But then, like I said, TOB will be at Seven Feathers the end of May.
Nice. And of course, as you let us know, we'll let the audience know. Our goal is to increase turnout for all these shows because we want people to go to the shows. Now, it's funny because I'm actually not very good at this. I do this to help others, and I teach lessons, but I am actually kind of bad at going to shows. I'm actually kind of bad at it. So you guys will wake me up and get me out of my house a little bit more.
Oh, there you go.
Michael, is there anything else for the audience that you wanted them to know about you or anything that you are up to?
No, I think this is great. I mean, I really appreciate that you're doing this and supporting Douglas County music, and I tell you what, there's a lot of great bands out there that nobody knows about.
Yeah, we met some new, what was that band, Jake? The Greatest Thing Ever, or what was it? The solution to all your problems. This guy Dave reached out to me and wanted to be on the show. We brought him on. The music was great. I never even heard of these guys. So if you are a musician, a performer, including comedians and magicians, we want you on the broadcast. And it's really cool guys like Michael that come out here. I know it's scary and hard to be on camera. I mean, I'm on camera, whatever. But if you want exposure, if you're looking for gigs, come to the DCMA. That's exactly why we're here. Michael, looking at the clock, we are just about out of time. And I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Colin. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, of course. An amazing piano, a keyboard player. Oh, my last question, I forgot to ask. Any other instruments? I think you play harmonica?
No, I wouldn't even say I play harmonica, but I play guitar. I play, and when I was in China, I learned to play a Chinese instrument called guqin.
Yeah.
Not the guzheng like this one, but a guqin, and also a erhu.
Yes. Okay. And we had Catherine Kearns, and Catherine's been my student at UCC, but I've also kind of been her student on an Asian, especially Chinese music. And man, Chinese music is really beautiful. Do you happen to have an erhu and gucheng
I have 2 erhus.
or guqing?
I have 1 gucheng, and I have 3 qins. A guqin is a different instrument. It's just like a 7-string, almost like a slide guitar, and it's ancient. It's
I know what that is.
It's got like 6,000-year history in China.
Yes.
And there's written music that's that old.
Yeah, we were actually in my school. We're doing an ancient Egyptian unit right now, but last year we did a Chinese unit, and learning about instruments that have been around for thousands of years. Even in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, there is an image of an instrument as one of the first shapes in hieroglyphs. So yeah, learning about ancient instruments is just absolutely fantastic. Michael, thank you for coming on the show, and we'll see you again soon.
You bet.
I appreciate you.
Thanks again.
Yes, of course. Well, that seems to be all the time we have left for today. Tune in next week for another exciting broadcast featuring the very best in Douglas County art, music, and performance. Once again, this recording is brought to you by 10 Down Bowling and Splits Bar and Grill. That's one building, one entity. Edward Jones, the Gene Bechtel School for Music, Spiderking Studios, and the Douglas County Music Association. We appreciate you tuning in today. I'm Colin Hurwitz, and that was the WITZ. Thanks. Bye, everyone.